My story goes back to 1993. I was born in Lviv, Ukraine. Lviv was a city of about 800,000, 900,000 people. In 1993, I was a student, actually in the state university there, studying to become a civil engineer. And one day I was walking through downtown of my city and I saw a group of people. And I saw that one of them was saying something with a translator and held a book in his hand that I later found out was a Bible. And later I found out that they were a group of American missionaries preaching the gospel on the streets of my city. And I stopped and began to listen. One of them came to me and started talking to me about Jesus. At that time I also began to learn English, so what attracted me first to that group, the fact that they were speaking English. And one of them began to talk to me in English and invited me to church. I remember they rented a building on Monday night and they invited me to come to church. I came to church and gave my heart to the Lord. Immediately after I gave my heart to Jesus, I got involved in the ministry. We were preaching everywhere, military bases, hospitals, and also we planted a church in my city. And then a little bit later, those missionaries had to come back home to U.S. and they invited me to come with them. And when I came with them, then a few months later, I went to small Bible college here in North Carolina. And after finishing that Bible school, I was looking for more education. I knew that I had to be equipped for the ministry that God called me to fulfill. And I was going through credentialing process with Assemblies of God. And one of the presbyters at that time in this area was Pastor Mike Brown from Crossroads Assembly in Asheville. And he interviewed me, and he was a student at Gordon-Conwell, and when he found out I'm looking for more education, he actually gave me a catalog and told me, you want a good school to go to? Gordon-Conwell is the one. What surprised me about Gordon-Conwell when I went there, the culture, how diverse it was. I mean, first time in my life, I was being in a classroom with so many denominations. You're talking about Moravians and Methodists and Presbyterians and Assemblies of God and many others. And I've never been in one place with so many other Christians from different backgrounds like this. And that was and it was a kind of fascinating experience for us all to be together like this and study and being prepared for the ministry that God called us to. And professors, one of the greatest experiences in my life is building relationships with professors in Gordon-Conwell. I could say that a lot of professors there, they not only love students, but they keep being friends with those students after graduation. And I cherish those relationships. The way professors relate to students, the relationship that we're building, and a fellowship that students have among each other, and also the wealth of material and information that Gordon-Conwell provides is definitely an oasis for pastors and ministers and people that are preparing to go into ministry. It's a place where you can come and just benefit from that type of environment. The incredible tools that Gordon-Conwell has given me. One of those, it's an ability to do research and really to understand the scripture better, to understand its cultural context, and to be able to understand the meaning of the scripture and not only understand it for myself, but to effectively communicate that to other people. Before I went to seminary, I didn't actually know what to expect. You have to understand, I grew up in a culture where the word seminary meant to me where people are trained to be Catholic priests. And when I came here, I knew that seminary is sort of like higher education, higher than simple Bible school or Bible college. So I kind of did not know what to expect. I know I'm going to be training in biblical research and biblical languages, but when I went there, what it proved for me to be, it's, how I would describe it as a great training center. And the word that we used before, an oasis for people, for ministers to come and bloom and grow and be trained and being equipped. And for me, it's a great training center. At least for me, it proved to be as a training center. I want to see Gordon-Conwell growing because the quality of education that they offer is incredible. They give you tools that you're going to be using for years to come. It's hard to understand the culture of our grandparents. How much more difficult it is for us to understand the culture that is 2,000 years old or 3,000, 4,000 years old. It is hard for us to understand this culture. In order to do that, we need to have tools that help us to understand biblical context and to understand what is going on in the scripture, what is going on in that passage. And I think Gordon-Conwell provides just that.